Hello everyone, this is Parrish. Today is Sunday, March 4th, 2012, time 6:50 a.m. This video is about a dream which was given to me on February 7th, 2012. The first thing I recall about this dream is that I found myself standing inside a lobby. This lobby was part of a bar/restaurant. And I also took notice that I felt I may not have been in New York City. I may have been in Philadelphia. Well, in any case, I had to use the restroom. So I walked towards the restroom, which was ahead of me. And as I walked towards the restroom, I walked past a bar. And I looked inside the bar, and I seen several women dancing on the floor. Some of the women I seen dancing on the floor have dressed somewhat, how would I say this? Some of the women barely had any clothes, and the women that had practically any clothing were soliciting Puerto Rican men to dance with them. So after I took notice of what was going on inside the bar, I headed towards the men's bathroom, and I entered inside the men's bathroom. And I noticed that the bathroom was not well kept. So I left the bathroom, and I found myself once again in the lobby. So I walked further down the lobby, which this time around led me to the exit out of this bar/restaurant. So now I'm outside, standing outside of this bar/restaurant, and I noticed it was daytime. I also sensed that it may have been spring or summertime as well. I believe I was wearing a short sleeve shirt and some pair of jeans. And I noticed this restaurant was on some type of second floor. It was not a ground floor restaurant. Well, in any case, I turned around and I noticed the restaurant, or the diner, which was part of the bar. And I noticed that water was coming out this diner. And the water was just more or less gushing out of this diner and going down the steps. The water kept on rising, so much so that the water was rising above my knees. Anyhow, so the next thing that took place in this dream was now I found myself walking down the streets. So apparently I left the restaurant, and the water that I seen in the early part of this dream was now in the streets. And the water surface was like sud-like. There was so much sud on top of this water that it also appeared to be in the form of snow. Well, anyhow, so I touched the foam that was on top of the water, and I just held it in my hand for a few seconds, and then the foam turned into some type of snow ball. And I noticed there was a black man in front of me as well, and he scooped the water that was down in the streets. This time around, the water that was in the street was like below my knees, and it was just a lot of water, more or less a mini flood in the street taking place. So the other black person scooped some sud water, or the sud that was on top of the water, and he held it in his hand for a few seconds, and then the sud that he held in his hand turned into like snow, and he squished it, and he made a snowball, which he took the snowball and threw it at a statue which was outside. Then the next thing that took place in this dream was now I think I was away from the flood area, and I was more or less walking on dry land, and I believe I was still in Philadelphia. And then I looked up in the sky, and I noticed something, I guess, in the eastern sky that appeared to be a sun, and also took notice something that appeared, I'm sorry, this is the east. Well, from my vantage point, I would say this is the eastern sky, and this is the western sky. The reason why I say this is the eastern sky, because I know the sun rises up in the east. So I believe this was the sun, and I believe this was the moon. So I took notice that I was literally observing the sun and the moon at the same time. And I gather that the moon was descending and the sun was rising. Then after I took notice of these two celestial objects, I found myself in another part of Philadelphia, and I looked up in the sky and I seen this brown, somewhat meteor looking type object, which was not moving across the sky. It was this station in the sky with this very large moon-like object beside it or above it. And my first reaction when I'd seen this thing, I said to myself, oh my goodness, I was afraid. This thing was so weird looking. And let me just pan back the camera so you get a better view of what I seen inside this dream. And I also noticed that there were city skyline with buildings. Once again, I felt I was in Philadelphia somewhere. And then I woke up from this dream. Okay, I want to go back to the first drawing. Okay, this first drawing here of, I guess, the moon, I guess the sun and the moon, more or less became, no, I won't say more or less, some days after I dreamt this, I was standing upon my roof here in Brooklyn, New York, and I took notice of the sun rising and the moon setting. So some days after I dreamt this, I was literally upon my roof observing the sun and the moon simultaneously in the sky. And I will show you the video. And in this video I made of the sun and the moon, I also stated that some days earlier I dreamt about seeing the sun and the moon. So I interpret this dream that, okay, after I seen the sun and the moon in real life, I interpret that this thing, this brown thing, will appear in the sky quite soon. I'm not sure if this is our moon, but I believe this thing is on its way, and it will frighten people when it appears in the sky. So let me show you the YouTubers a clip of my sun and moon video footage. Okay, the name of this video footage is Parrish Stands Between the Sun and the Moon. It's in my YouTube channel called P41249, and I uploaded this video on February 9th, 2012. It is February 9th, 2012. Time 7:14 a.m. Today is a Thursday morning. The moon is ascending in the northwestern sky. The moon is turning yellow.
time the sun is rising. The sun is coming up in the southeastern sky. And the moon is descending in the northwestern sky. This is reminding me of a dream I had, I believe 2 or 3 days ago, where I seen the sun and the eastern sky, and I see the moon and the western sky.
Okay, thank you for watching my video, and have a fantastic day, everyone. Take care.